Hey guys, welcome back to Regular Secular Mama. Today is day 18 of Vlogmas. I have not been posting as consistently as I would have liked. I just haven't had as much to share vlog style, and I, enjoy spending time with family without having to worry about filming everything. Today we pulled out all of our holiday decorations, finally, and we found our old stack of holiday picture books. So in the past, what we have done is we have wrapped up these books individually and then opened one every day as sort of an advent to the season. So we don't actually own enough books to do one every day of December or every day up until Christmas or the solstice or whenever we decide to stop. But I do own quite a few, so I'm going to share my favorites with you. Like I said, this is only about half the books I would need if I was going to do our Advent every day in December. So what I've done in the past is check out books from the library, and then I will wrap those up and kind of do those first. I'll make a little mark or something on the packaging so I can tell which ones are library books, and I can keep track of when they're due back. As you can probably tell from the name of my channel, we are secular homeschoolers, and we do homeschool secularly because we are not religious. We don't go to church, we are not Christian or any other faith. So all the materials that we use do not have any sort of bias and are not faith-based. So when choosing picture books, I steer away from books that talk about the Christian reason for the season and focus on books that are more about the change of seasons and celebrating different religions that they may not be exposed to. So the first one along those lines is called Winter's Coming, a story of seasonal change. This follows the story of a young rabbit who's discovering what it means to have the season change into winter. So he doesn't really understand what winter is yet until it finally comes. It's really cute. The pictures are very well done. They're almost like paper cutout style illustrations. It's just a really cute story celebrating the change of seasons. Another book along those same lines is called The Shortest Day, celebrating the winter solstice. So I like to focus on the winter solstice because a lot of traditions stem from the celebrating of the solstice. And this does a good job of talking about how the solstice was a major part of different celebrations for this time of year. It goes all the way back to very early days, celebrating harvests and the lengthening of days to come. It also has a really great section in the back talking about the science behind the solstice and the shortening and lengthening of the days. So it does a really good job illustrating why days get shorter and longer and gives you charts and things for tracking the sunrise and the sunset and ideas for celebrating in nature and hosting a party. So it's just a really cute book focused on the solstice. Here's another one that has kind of a nature-focused slant to it called Night Tree by Eve Bunting. The pictures for this one are beautiful. It follows a family who celebrates by going out into the woods, and they bring with them edible decorations like apples and oranges and popcorn garlands, and they decorate a tree and just enjoy the time out in nature with their hot cocoa and their family. And then later it has this really cute picture of all of the wildlife coming to enjoy the decorations that they left. So it's just a really cute one focused on nature. As I said before, we don't really include any books that focus on the Christian reason for Christmas, but I do try to include some from other religions that they don't encounter normally with friends and family. So this is one that I found called Seven Spools of Thread, and it talks about, I think it's a folk tale. It follows a family of brothers whose father passed away, and he left them an inheritance. But in order to receive that inheritance, they had to work together, which is something that they had a difficult time doing in the past. They fought a lot. They were always at each other's throats. So they were gifted these spools of thread in different colors, and their task was to turn it into gold. And only by working together could they accomplish that task. So anyway, this is just a really nice story of teamwork and family and community. I know Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday, but it is a holiday that they don't normally get exposure to. So one more that has a really beautiful message in it is Christmas Day in the Morning. In this one, there's a story of a couple and their son, and they're farmers, or his father is a farmer. And he's always getting up every morning, before the sun even comes up, and going to tend to the animals. Well, Christmas Day is not any different than any other day. They still need to be tended to. So, as a gift, the son, who normally is late to rise and hard to get going in the morning, decides to do something kind for his father, and he gets up even earlier than his father normally does, goes out to the barn and takes care of all the animals, and comes back in time for his parents to wake up. His father gets up, gets ready to go, goes out to the barn, and discovers that all of the chores have already been done for him, and comes back and just has a really touching moment with him and his son. And then this morning, he gets to actually join in the presents and the stockings and all of the things that normally happen on Christmas morning that he misses out because he has to go do his chores. It was just a really sweet message of thinking of others, and doing things for other people. All right, so next I have a stack of fun books. They're a little more lighthearted than some of the other books in my stack. This one is called All of the Other Reindeer, and it's the story of this sweet little dog who hears the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and here's the part where it says, all of the other reindeer, and she thinks to herself, I'm Olive. I must be a reindeer and not a dog. She winds up helping Santa pull his sleigh, so it's just a really cute one. The next one is called Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. I think I first got this because I really liked saying the man's name, Mr. Willoughby. It was just really fun to read out loud. You love this one? Yeah, when I'm done, I'll hand it to you. So this is the story of Mr. Willoughby and his tree that was much too tall for the hall in his house. So he started cutting off pieces of the tree and just tossing them out. Well, instead of tossing them out, these pieces of the tree wound up going to various homes that needed a Christmas tree. So the next person gets it and it's too big for her space, so she cuts the top off and it winds up going to a new home. And it's a really cute story with cute illustrations. And the smallest little tip of the tree winds up in a mouse's home on top of a thimble. No, not a thimble, a spool of thread. So it's just really cute. You all are probably familiar with Pete the Cat. We have a couple of holiday books called Pete the Cat's 12 Groovy Days of Christmas. This is kind of along the lines of the song, The 12 Days of Christmas, only with, different pictures and things. And then this one is Pete the Cat Saves Christmas. And I can't remember what the problem was and what happened with Christmas or Santa Claus, but he winds up driving a minibus, like a VW minibus with reindeer pulling it. So these are really fun. The last couple of books I have are kind of classics. You probably know How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I don't think we could get through a book advent without reading this one. And my one and only copy of The Night Before Christmas. I've seen others out there that I like better, but we own this one, so this is the one we normally go to. The pictures are really pretty in this one. And this one we actually lost our copy to, which made us really sad, so I had to buy a new one last year. It's the Polar Express, and these pictures are gorgeous. I don't know if it still does this, but when we got it as a gift originally, it actually came with a jingle bell ornament, I think. Like in the story, he hears the bell once he believes again. And last but not least is my personal favorite, The Gift of the Magi. This is one of my favorite holiday stories. It's been retold many times, but this is the original text by O. Henry. And then it's illustrated by P.J. Lynch, who is a very talented illustrator. I know I have more books that are illustrated by P.J. Lynch. I just can't think of what they are off the top of my head, but it's so beautiful. And again, it's one of my favorite holiday stories. So there you have it. This was just a quick run through of some of my favorite books that were so good that I decided to add them to our library years ago. Because we were traveling so much after Thanksgiving, we didn't actually do our book advent this year, which made me kind of sad. My kids are also getting a little bit old for it. I don't I don't think they would enjoy it as much as they used to when they were little. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope it inspires you a little bit. If you've never done a book advent before, I hope that you try, because especially with little kids who still are enthralled by picture books, it's a fun way to celebrate the coming of the season. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the rest of our Vlogmas videos. I don't know how many more I will do because we only have about a week left until Christmas. I will also be sure to link all of these books down below in my description, and I'll also link any other books that we really enjoy that we normally get at the library. Alright, well that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye! So I mentioned earlier in my video that we've had kind of a hard time feeling the magic of the season because this little guy got the secret last year after Christmas. So that's been kind of a bummer, and we didn't really have a lot of time to do our picture book advent that I was showing you. But we just came up with a really fun idea, literally like 10 minutes ago, and we wanted to share it with you guys. You want to tell them?
Okay, yeah. So we're doing like a Secret Santa thing. And I got a person, and well, we all signed a paper, and then we cut it up, and then we put it in a box, and then we drew little slips of paper, and whoever we got were in charge of filling their stocking.
Yeah, so it's like a Secret Santa, but with stockings within just our immediate family right here, right? Anyway, I thought that was just a really cute idea that we kind of came up with on the spur of the moment, and I hope you guys like it.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye!